I remember on a hot May day in 2012, walking through those doors and being greeted so warmly by Denny and Denise Ward as soon as I walked in. Who remembers having that same experience?
Oh yeah.
The vast majority of this room remember when you walked through those doors, the first thing that happened, Denise jumped up, extended her hand, and welcomed you like you were already part of the family. That family vibe is infused throughout everything that we do at the Articulators. It's who we are. It's what we're known for. When you ask other Toastmasters clubs, what do you know about the Articulators? The first thing they say is, that's that really warm family. Not because they meet at a really good breakfast place. That's what we're famous for, is that warmth. A part of that warmth comes from these four walls. There's a comfort within this room. It's small enough that it encourages everyone to speak together, but yet large enough that we can fit enough people in here to have a decent-sized club. As I walked in last week, the first thing I heard from Thomas was, "Did you hear? Did you hear?" I hear what? We'll see you on down the road. For some reason, they're closing this first watch. That probably has something to do with the fact that nobody else is in the plaza. Pretty good guess. The only people that come here are coming here for first watch, and they probably found a better lease somewhere else. But that means that we have to move. And that means that we have to change. Because there is no other room that is exactly like this room. We can take all of us and move to somewhere else, but we can't take the ambiance that comes from these four walls along with us. If you listen to the folks that talk about change management on a regular basis, they say, it's so important to be able to have a defining purpose, a sense of urgency, a guiding coalition, to have a vision, to communicate that vision, to empower people, to create small wins, to build on those wins, and then to force that change into the organization. I say poppycock. Because there's something that it doesn't take into account that's the most important thing within any change. We can pick this meeting up and take it to Mimi's, which we are going to do in less than a month. But we have to all transition from who we are, what we have become here, to who we want to become there. A lot of us have become very familiar with this room. It does provide us a great sense of comfort. And the day that we leave here, on the 13th of February, is our last meeting here, at that point, it's what William Bridges would call the first step of your transition to what you're going to be. In order to go through a transition, it starts with an end and ends with a beginning. Think about that. The reason why we have to transition is because our time here is now ended. There's going to be some emotion when we walk out of here on the 13th. Because we won't be coming back here ever again. There'll be some of us that as we walk out, we're going to say, what does the future hold? Is it going to be as good? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It depends on your individual definition. Good. Will it be as comfortable? Well, it depends. What's comfortable for you? Will it be as powerful? Maybe. What's it mean to you? As we begin our ending at First Watch, we need to ask ourselves, what is it that we're going to take from this room that we're going to pack up and take with us to Mimi's? We're going to pack up not just the people and the equipment, but what are the lessons that we have learned here? What are the things that we have become here that we're going to take with us? And just like in any move, as we take things with us, we're going to have to do some unpacking. And there's going to be a time that's kind of a neutral zone. Kind of that grayness, kind of like that outside. That we're not going to be so sure how we fit. What's my new role? What are we going to be? The great thing is, as we unpack, we have the opportunity to become anything we want to be. That's the time that we can become something that we've always dreamed of, something we've never communicated to anybody. We can take that time to become as creative and as defining as we ever want to be. At some point, as we sit in Mimi's, it's going to become the new way. And when our process at Mimi's just becomes the way it happens, just like the way things happen here is just the way. At that point, that's going to become rooted in our culture, and that will become the beginning. And that will be where we grow from the future. I know this is going to be difficult on some folks as we move from one spot to another. Because let's go. How many of us definitely don't love change? How many of us kind of like to stay in that status quo? It's comfortable. It's a habit. We don't have to think. But now that we're going to Mimi's, we can get forced out of that comfort level to become something different of who we want to become. I encourage all of you, every single person in here, to start writing down, what do you want the articulators to be famous for in our new home? We know what we're famous for in this home, but what are we going to be famous for at Mimi's? It's a larger room, significantly larger room. It's not going to be as small and inviting as this, but it's going to allow us to become bigger and more powerful. It's going to allow us, if we want to take a run at Florida Hospital for the amount of ambassadors, we can do that. So what is it that you want us to be? This is your club, not my club, not the board's club. What do you want your club to be? Think about what you're going to take, how you're going to make it through that gray area, and decide who you want to be as we make our transition. Mr. Toastmaster.